Hello, fellow financial freedom fighters, and look what I found. So we did a little trip to look for some information of just good graphs and things like this with all sorts of things. Just what is the government up to or society and economically, things, who's really charting some of this. And I came across some of these. I was a little bit shocked myself that just the basic details of it. Do we really understand the size or the size of the issues for some of these things? So let me just give you a perfect example. This is basically how much money we're spending, right? Federal spending. Now, here's the dotted line. That's where we are today. And obviously, we spent a massive amount during COVID, but it doesn't have any sort of trajectory of even close to slowing down. And the federal revenue is not on the same trajectory. So right there, thinking about that right off the top, somebody consider that an issue? Not somebody looking into that? How this number is just going to skyrocket for the next 20, 30 years? Why? And then as I kept digging through here, I kept coming to more things that were just fascinating and enlightening. Because here's what you have for defense spending and then non-defense spending. Okay? Defense spending is already huge. But look at how this just goes into infinity and beyond. This just goes, oh, well, we cut it back here for a year or two. Well, yeah, you think? But this was all the way back since 2000. Trillions and trillions and trillions, not having anything to do with the biggest account being defense spending. So where's all that money gone? What has really changed over the past 20 or 30 years drastically, worth trillions and trillions of dollars? Has healthcare got better? Has schools got better? What has gotten so great in that time with trillions of dollars of spending? Maybe some good questions to ask, right? Of people making the decisions. Per person spending, and folks, you can look this up. You see the website and everything, that this is just great, great details that I don't think we understand or can wrap our head around sometimes. Now, here's one that really was interesting to me. Okay. So cost in the trillions of what it's going to take for Social Security and Medicare and other programs with that. What you have here is literally, we already know this, and we're in 2024 here, right? We see a trajectory going almost straight up. Like, that's like not a 90 degree or a 60 degree. That's not. That's like closer to almost a 90 degree angle straight up, right? That's not a turn. So who's managing that? Oh, by the way, the income doesn't even come close to the cost. Oh, by the way, the costs are soaring. Oh, the income's soaring too. Who are they taking that from? Where's that income coming from? And it's short anyways. So they're already taking a lot of income in that's not meeting the demand. How's that going to work? That's showing it going over past 2030. And that means it's going to even go higher. And then if you have the deficit, so how much we can't even cover now, so they say, right around here somewhere. So over 100 billion that we've now given away, basically, to other places. If we're already 100 billion in the hole, within a couple of years, we're going to be 200. And they projected even getting worse. So what's the plan? What plan have we heard that's going to solve that? Nothing other than giving away 200 to 250 billion dollars. Wouldn't that shore this up pretty good? Wouldn't that help curve this projection? This is what we've got to get aware of. Well, more Social Security shortfall, right? And then last but not least, I think we really need to look at this graph. Really look at this. This is debt limit appears to be unlimited. 90s, obviously we started spending a little bit more, but I kid you not, even here was not bad. That was the early 2000s. That wasn't crazy. But you get up past the financial crisis of 2008, going to 2010 when we needed more stimulus, right? Because we were in an economic scenario apparently back then. And it's just exploded into insane space, right? Like other galaxies at this point, because this is to 2020, means it's going higher all the time due to the other graphs as well. You got to constantly keep bailing out these situations or just giving money away, like apparently we do on a regular basis now. That is insane when you look at this graph that all the majority has been spent since 2008. I thought we solved that crisis. I thought that was over. I thought we were done with that. But no, we spent double the entire budget in the shortest amount of time possible. How long is that sustainable for? Take a guess. 10 years, 20 years, 50 years? Sooner or later, it looks like this. Your revenues are not going to be able to keep up with your outlay. This is where most things are going to end up going. And there's no plan to fix it. There's nothing in the works that's addressing this. Highest debt since the 1946, after a great, huge, worst war in history, we're looking at public debt that high. Oh, by the way, we projected to go much higher than that. Great plan. Fantastic plan. Just we know it's projecting out insane numbers. Let's just go with that, right? Let's not address any of that. So folks, check out this website. Really great information. Thought this was really interesting. So countries that hold our debt is very important because if they start dumping our debt, it could hurt us. But the top country is not a very big country, so they couldn't economically help us anyways or keep buying very long anyways. And China, we tend to be mad at or blame for a lot of things. So how long is that relationship going to exist? United Kingdom is not a big economy again. And then as you start looking at all these countries that hold the most debt, they're either islands or small countries that can't even handle the debt that they have now as a country. So they're drowning in our debt and holding most of our debt, meaning if there's an emergency situation, they could start dumping that to try to save themselves. There's not a major country on here that could really help us out in a jam because they're all so loaded with our debt. Cayman Islands, what do you think their economy is like? Right? Taiwan compared to most places in the world. Oh, it's really high. I get that. But other than certain industries like Japan, they don't have a lot surrounding that. That's an economic premise about business being done. They don't have vast expanses of resources and other things that can play into their economy to help them out. So great find. Be digging into a lot of this stuff, but look in here too. Look in here too to get the real perspective of what's happening. Folks, thanks for joining me. Please give me a like or subscribe. I really appreciate it. And you have a great day.